Most guys don't get it. They think complimenting a woman is as simple as tossing out a "you're beautiful" or "you've got a great smile" and calling it a day. Sure, those might get a polite nod or a quick thanks, but here's the hard truth. Generic compliments don't stick. If she's attractive, she's heard it all before, probably a dozen times that week. Those safe, predictable lines slide off her like rain on a windshield. On the flip side, some men swing too far the other way, piling on over the top praise like, "You're a goddess," or "You're the most incredible woman I've ever met." It sounds desperate, forced, and honestly, it's a turnoff. The real secret to a compliment that works isn't about flattery. It's about ignition. It's about sparking something raw, something unexpected, something that hits her on a level she didn't see coming. A compliment only lands if it makes her feel not just good, but intrigued, seen, and a little off balance. That's where forbidden compliments come in. These aren't your run of the mill praises, they're psychological weapons, crafted to slip past her defenses and plant you in her mind long after you've walked away. They're not just about her looks, and they're not just about making her smile. They're about making her need to figure you out. In this guide, I'm breaking down 3 forbidden compliments that, when delivered right, will light up her emotions like a wildfire. These aren't for the faint of heart. They're bold, they're subtle, and they're designed to trigger obsession. Let's dive in. Number 1. There's something about you that I can't quite figure out. This isn't just a compliment, it's a masterstroke of intrigue. Most guys throw out easy, forgettable lines. "You're stunning," "You're fun," "You're sweet." Nice? Sure. Memorable? Not a chance. But when you hit her with, "There's something about you that I can't quite figure out," you're flipping the script. You're not handing her a wrapped up opinion. She's got to unwrap it herself. Why does this work? It taps into a woman's deep seated desire to be unique. She doesn't want to be just another pretty face in the crowd. She wants to stand out, to have something rare that catches your eye. By leaving it vague, you're dangling a mystery in front of her. What is it? Is it her laugh? The way she tilts her head when she's thinking? Her sharp wit? You don't say, and that's the brilliance. She'll start wondering what you see, replaying your words, trying to crack the code. And the second she's thinking about you when you're not around, you've got her hooked. How to deliver it. Timing is everything. Don't just blurt it out. Let it simmer. Maybe you're mid-conversation and she says something clever. Pause, lock eyes with her, and say, "You know, there's something about you I can't quite figure out." Or you're out somewhere and she does something quirky. Lean in slightly, smirk, and drop it. "I can't put my finger on it, but there's something about you." Don't explain. Let the silence hang. Watch her light up with curiosity. She might laugh and say, "What do you mean?" But don't give in. Shrug, smile, and let her chase the answer. That tension? That's the spark of obsession. Number 2. You've got this quiet chaos that's pulling me in. This one's a curveball, and it's lethal. Most men stick to the surface. You're so calm. You're so put together. You're a vibe. Those are fine, but they're flat. They don't move her. But "you've got this quiet chaos that's pulling me in" is different. It's electric. It's a paradox that paints her as both serene and wild, controlled, yet unpredictable. It's the kind of compliment that makes her stop dead in her tracks and think, "Wait, what?" Here's why it's gold. Women love to feel complex. They don't want to be one dimensional. Pretty, smart, funny, done. They want to be a puzzle, a storm wrapped in silk. This line tells her you see beyond the obvious. You're not just noticing her polished exterior, you're catching the fire underneath, the parts she doesn't show everyone. It's intimate without being sappy, and it flips the dynamic. Now you're the one being drawn in, but she's the one left wondering why. How to use it? Play it off a moment. She's telling a story, and you catch a flicker of passion in her voice. Tilt your head, let a slow grin spread, and say, "You've got this quiet chaos that's pulling me in." Or maybe she's sipping her drink, all cool and composed, but you spot a glint in her eye. Lean back, look her over, and drop it. I don't know how you do it. There's this quiet chaos about you, and it's got me hooked. Keep your tone low, almost like you're figuring it out as you say it. She'll bite. Trust me. She'll want to know what chaos you're seeing, and that's when she starts chasing you to prove it. Number 3, I can't tell if you're a risk I shouldn't take or the one I can't afford to miss. This is the knockout punch. Typical compliments put her on a pedestal. You're perfect. You're everything I've ever wanted. That's a mistake. It hands her all the power and leaves you looking needy. But this flips the table. It's flirty, it's dangerous, and it makes her the one who's uncertain. Suddenly, she's not the prize. You're the one weighing your options, and she's the wild card in your deck. Why it works? It's a double-edged sword of intrigue and desire. First, it frames her as thrilling, someone who could shake up your world, for better or worse. Women crave that sense of edge, that feeling they're not just safe, but potent. Second, it's a push-pull move. You're drawn to her, but you're not sold yet. That ambiguity drives her nuts, in a good way. She'll start wondering, does he think I'm trouble? Does he want me? What's he leaning toward? And once she's asking those questions, she's already invested. How to pull it off? This one needs a spark of chemistry first. Say she's teasing you, pushing your buttons a little. Give her a sidelong glance. Let a half smile creep up and say, I can't tell if you're a risk I shouldn't take, or the one I can't afford to miss. Or maybe she's laughing, bold and unfiltered. Catch her eye and say, you're making it real hard to decide if you're trouble I should dodge or exactly what I've been missing. Say it slow. Let the words linger. Don't laugh it off. Own it. She'll feel the heat, and she'll want to tip the scales in her favor. That's when you've got her. Why these work, and why most compliments fail. Most compliments are dead ends. You're gorgeous. Great, she says. Thanks. And the conversation stalls. They're too final, too complete. Forbidden compliments, though, they're open doors. They don't just tell her something, they ask her something without saying it outright. They make her think, what does he see? Why me? What's next? That's the magic. They don't close the loop. They leave it wide open for her to step through. These lines aren't about her looks, though they can hint at it. They're about her essence, the stuff she hides, the edges she doesn't flaunt. They tell her you're not like the other guys who just see the surface. You're digging deeper, and she'll want to follow you down that rabbit hole. Plus, they're versatile. Use them on a date, in a casual chat. Hell, even in a crowded bar. They're subtle enough to fly under the radar, but sharp enough to cut through the noise. Why call them forbidden? Because they're not safe. They're not the polished, socially approved lines you're supposed to say. They're raw, unfiltered, and a little risky. They flirt with danger. Not in a creepy way, but in a way that says, I'm not here to play it small. Most men don't dare go there. They're too afraid of rejection or sounding weird. But that's exactly why these hit harder. They show confidence, curiosity, and a willingness to push boundaries. And women, they can't resist a man who's unafraid to step into the gray. If you want a woman to obsess over you, stop chasing her with predictable praise. Stop trying to impress her with how much you like her. Instead, make her crave you, your attention, your thoughts, your presence. These three forbidden compliments. There's something about you I can't quite figure out. You've got this quiet chaos that's pulling me in. I can't tell if you're a risk I shouldn't take or the one I can't afford to miss. Aren't just words. They're keys to her mind. Use them right, and you won't have to chase her. She'll be the one running after you, trying to solve the mystery you've left behind. So go ahead, try one, watch her reaction, and when she starts looking at you differently, when she starts texting you late at night or finding excuses to talk, you'll know you've cracked the code. Game on.